Hello again, traders. Right, this I labelled this always keep an open mind, because you can waste years and years of your life, your trading education, by having a closed mind on anything related to trading. You know, whether it's fundamentals, which is the point of this video, because I thought of it and I thought I must make a video because I've never done one like this. Fundamentals and how they can affect trades. I'm a great, not hater of fundamentals, but I am a avoider of fundamentals. I'll try and explain. Forget about this trade. It's just a demo trade on dot, just to have a look at what's going on. And quickly, before I forget again, because I will, this another reason I decided to make this video is that I'm testing, as many of you will know, the Bollinger Bands. In fact, I need to double check the settings on that, because I might be talking out of my backside. No, they're right. They're okay. I'm constantly updating and changing templates, and this is why I wanted to do that, because sometimes, you know, I forget to do things, and such is life. None of us are perfect. But anyway, the point of this little digression, or divergence, as it were, is the had a chat. Someone mentioned the fact that they felt the Bollingers were lagging, and I sort of said, well, I'm not sure. I don't think so. I've not noticed it. Well, this is obvious proof that their point was valid. We on the dashboard, we have got a situation where when this alerts, it says we should be looking for longs, and this did actually move long. I mean, the original actual opening of this trade was, and there's no stop on it because literally it's a demo, was about 1.5 pips. So I think the spread may have been 150 points at that point, and so it's actually moving up. Okay, there's nothing to be gained, in my opinion, by trading, trying to scalp coins, cryptos at the weekend. They can be done, but there's not, in my opinion, because there's no other markets open. You know, I've got UJ on this chart for weekdays, observations and learning, but there's just no need really. I mean, yesterday for me using this thing was a phenomenal day. And I will make a video at some point about things I'm noticing about this and cashing in on. It's just there were too many opportunities available, and I'm only opening my charts every hour, sometimes the half hour if I've missed the hourly close. So, you know, I can identify whether there's a possible trade using this within seconds now. So, I mean, you know, I'm obsessed with charts anyway, so I do spend a lot of time that I'm not trading on charts, but in real terms, my trading, probably actual trading and observations looking for a trade, probably took no more than 10 minutes for 10 trades yesterday, say for example a minute trade. And that's the truth. People that really dig into what I'm doing will know, will understand that, but flyby followers will not really get it. So, you know, you have to concentrate on everything you follow and study in detail in order to benefit from it, in my opinion. But that's a topic of another talk. But we can see this is clearly setting up right. Notice the one that has got the biggest number on N5. This is, in fact, is the one I'm in. I mean, that was because this did actually show all green at the time I entered, which is how I can open a chart, look at this, discount trades instantly, or enter trades almost instantly. Every other rule applies, so don't be concerned that I'm constantly changing what I do. I'm not. I'm constantly improving what I do. And my mentor 20 odd years ago, well, not that long, 18 odd years ago, I started looking at charts and then found a mentor a couple of years in, because I felt a bunch of people, a bunch of what I call respectable traders, traders with 10 years under their belts also recommended this particular mentor. But, you know, we all paid him. He got thousands and thousands out of us. And really and truthfully, it was probably only 8 or 9 years later that, but because, you know, after 6 months, it was, you know, there are no quick fixes. This is the point. You might have the holy grail of mentoring, and he still won't change your life until maybe 10 or 15 years later or whatever. So, you know, I think the most important thing, and I've gone totally off topic again, but it's important to mention all these things. The most important thing you have to take on board as a new trader is that it doesn't matter how much you pay someone, you, in my opinion, very rarely will people, I mean, there are the geniuses in every walk of life, but for normal people like me and, you know, 99% of the population, it will take you years to train your brain to understand the fear and greed emotions, and it will take years to become consistently profitable, years and years and years in some cases. And remember, they say 85-90% fail. Because of the reach now of the internet, I reckon it's got to be 99.9% will actually fail. Anyway, I've really digressed. So this is a really interesting point. But let's get back to the fundamentals. Last week I spent the week, and this important point. Last week I spent the week looking at BTC, last weekend actually, and pointing out this thing here. Look at that, that's a nice 2B there on that chart. Swing 1, swing 2, swing 3, sorry, it's gone now. The green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red monthly chart. So we got two greens here, two greens and a red. You know, this is two greens and a red. These are the observations I make. But importantly, these two greens and a red were at the bottom or halfway below a supply level. These two greens and a red were in, right smack into supply. So they reversed for that. So everything must be taken at considered at face value. These two greens were at a supply level, and there isn't much difference between these and these, let's say. Well, there's fundamental differences, but the fact is I would not have taken that trade long without every other time frame, without the pullback happening, without the continuation potentially happening, and I would not have taken that short based on this red-green theory, very short-term theory, without actually having the proper short indicators and short confirmations. As it was, there were shorts involved there. But this has turned round, and now I'm getting to the point after God knows how long. I didn't take into account the fundamentals at all. If you're trading BTC coins, any coin, in this instance, this massive move up has, in my opinion, been affected by, you know, the elections and the Trump thing. So if I'd have even, I mean, I didn't even realise, because I rather block out fundamentals. I didn't even realise that the UK were having a general election a while back. No clue at all. I only found out when a friend told me that Keir Starmer's got in. And I said, oh, no, there's not been a general election. Can't have been. It's just the rest. So what a tit I felt. But similar, I don't have time in my head to worry about all these things. In my opinion, British general elections mean nothing. You know, you might get higher taxes. There's ways around that, of course, with a good accountant. You might get all sorts of things that change your life. But, you know, in my opinion, my life is my life and I run my life. Trump, meanwhile, is the head of the, you know, the Western world, in effect. And I watched that. You know, I wouldn't watch a British election. It's a waste of time. There's no, whatever we as human beings do in the UK to vote, it makes no difference, in my opinion, which is why I stopped bothering. I mean, you only have to look at the state of people that voted for Boris Johnson, the buffoon, to know that, it's not being run, none of it is being used by sensible people. Anyway, back on track. If I'd have taken into account the fact that Trump and his recent new friend, best buddy, Elon Musk, were so behind Bitcoin, then I would have been, if I bothered to trade it, but I don't need to make money, I would have been long. But having said that, how many hundreds of hours would I have wasted wondering about what would happen with Bitcoin, if Trump got in? And on the other side of the coin, as it were, excuse the pun, how much time would have mental time would have wasted worrying about if Harris got in and what would be the effect on Bitcoin? I don't care. I don't care. All I care about is opening my charts at a couple of minutes to 2, or even a couple of minutes past 2 o'clock. The hour, I mean, any hour. Busy hours of the day, 3 and 2 are around the US stocks. That's all I need. 5 or 6 seconds, I said yesterday, and I found a trade. So there is another occasion, Brexit. I felt such an idiot watching Brexit, because that was important. The night of Brexit, and my charts were open, and I didn't trade it. And it was astonishing, the moves of Brexit night. When was that? About 2016, something like that. So felt a bit of a tit then, felt a little bit of a tit on this, but how many thousands of hours or hundreds of hours would I have wasted worrying about what might happen Brexit night if I'd have been a fundy trader? So back to the whole point of this particular video, fundamentals are, for me, a complete waste of brain power. But, and I hope 1 or 2 of you have actually put this on 2 times speed and watched it, because there's a lot of thoughts going into this particular video based on a past comment I made, or video I made, or chat I did. There's loads to be learned. You never stop learning. Maybe I should take a tiny bit more notice of fundamentals. That's me talking to myself. If I think there is any value in the other hundreds of hours that it may affect my trading adversely. In fact, I've answered my own question. No, not for me. Waste of brain power. But the other interesting point, and the reason I made this video, is that because of that analysis last weekend, just looking at these red-green candles, I can, and I do this on this could be a 5-minute chart. Same thing's going on because it's fractal. This could be a 5-minute chart and not a monthly chart. Why did this turn around? And how could I have made money from it? Well, I've answered that question earlier. I should have listened to fundamentals and taken notice of the election day. I didn't even realise until, I happened to follow a few YouTube channels, and they were all over the election, the American election. So it was easy, Oh, tomorrow's Tuesday, it's the American election, fantastic. But my point being, I've learned, to have a little bit more of an idea about what fundamentals, so keep an open mind, which is another, point of this. And I have learned, that watching these has value, and I explained that at the time. We don't just trade it long or short based on all of this. We trade it using every time frame, and me personally down to the 1-minute time frame, although in the past I've jiggled around with the intra-minute time frames. Easy to do with using other platforms, or quite easy to do by looking at the clock, and in fact, in particular, the second hand, because there's 15 seconds in a quarter of a 1-minute chart. So once you've seen what's happened in the first 15 seconds of a new minute, you can generally work out whether it's going to go up or down. That simple. Same with 30 seconds into a minute. I digress yet again, but I am a price action trader. When this goes all green, then it's highly likely that Dodge will go up again, based on the fact that Dodge is so bullish here. And I mentioned in a previous video that I'm watching these numbers carefully. H1 being 80 and M30 being 80. I love it when it's above 80 because these will just become above 80. So then we know that we're ready to crack. And if this agrees to the long side, go. And if this agrees, then we're making money. We're in the green pips again. So hopefully, if one or two of you have actually watched this, you will understand that there is so much more to everything we do just entering a trade. Never ever discount anything. Indicators is a great example. I listened to all the so-called experts about indicators and joined the fan club, indicator haters. Indicators are lagging, this, that, and the other, and it probably cost me a few years of my education. You can't rely on indicators alone. You have to learn what candles are telling you. But once you've understood that candles are indicators themselves, and once you've understood that momentum, in fact, precedes price, cumulative multi-time frame momentum, you become indestructible as a trader. Fundamental traders, apologies if I've ever upset a fundamental trader in the past. It's, we just keep an open mind. That's it. Simple message from this video. Keep an open mind. But as I say, I could trade without fundamentals whatsoever because I've learned to trade price action. And fundamental traders may well benefit from the precision entries based on, a 15 a quarter minute chart. Once, because you can shorten your stops. You can reduce your stops to the absolute nth degree once all the time frames come into alignment. So, there's value there too. Anyway, thanks for listening to my ramble. It is Saturday morning. I've made a coffee. That for me, if I'm sat down drinking a coffee, I might just well make a video. Okay, guys, have a great one. I noticed Dot is. I like this little fact as well. I can change my Dot's moving into profit. I can change my charts on MT4. That's dead handy. I can change it using that, or I can change it using that. But what can I say? I love MT4. Long live MT4. But I intend to, when I'm abroad, I intend to embrace TradingView again, TradingView or whatever it's called. I've used it in the past. I've paid for it in the past, but I just can't drag myself away from MT4 because there are so many easy ways to find valuable indicators. And now, as I've mentioned many times before, I can go back over many that I've discounted, dozens and dozens, and probably find new value in them. So watch this space. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.